The storyline is Aaron Rodgers, formerly a Green Bay Packer, a legendary quarterback, won a Super Bowl, won many MVPs, facing his replacement, the guy they drafted, the guy that sat 3 years behind him, Jordan Love, and the Green Bay Packers. Not in Green Bay, but in Pittsburgh. And the road team, Packers, are 3.5-point favorites, Luke. This is All About the Balls podcast with Mark Davis, Kriska Meinhardt, Luke Rule, Jake Winnikine, and Nick the Doc Skirkowitz. Ladies and gentlemen, this is All About the Balls podcast. I'm Mark Davis. That right there is Luke Rule, and we're here to preview Week 8 of the NFL season. This is what they call, Luke, bye-week hell. 6 teams on byes. So if you have any of these teams on fantasy football on bye, it's a hell of a weekend for you. But Luke, you know, UCF's off this weekend, but it appears to be the return of Lamar Jackson as the Baltimore Ravens try and get back on the winning column and try and save their season. Luke, how excited are you to have your quarterback back this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's back. He was limited today in practice, so I think that's a good sign that he's actually there throwing. Him playing, I don't think he's been playing 100%, so hopefully we can get the run game established well. I've seen the Bears defense is able to give up some big runs, so hopefully we can get that going. Oh, Patrick Richard, his first game this year is he should be playing this week, so that's gonna be huge for the run game and passing game too, having him in there blocking. So we'll see. I mean, Vegas has this as a 6.5-point favorite, so kind of interesting for a 1-5 team.
I mean, if Lamar's not there, that probably flips. If Lamar, what they're assuming is there, or they're assuming he is there, is probably that's why. I mean, if Lamar makes that.
We're probably dogs if Lamar's not playing.
Yeah, you're probably like 2.5 dogs because at home you might still get a little bit of the benefit. But I wish Doc was here. I wish he's having internet issues, man. I wish he was here for this week to see what he was thinking about with the Bears. Like I said, we're going to talk about it. Luke, Texas. First off, I'm going to be in Atlanta, Georgia this weekend. I get to watch the Falcons and the Miami Dolphins in person. Unfortunately, I bought my tickets in August. Me and my cousin, we decided to. We looked at the pros and cons of waiting and going or buying it then. If you asked us before the season, we didn't think the Miami Dolphins were going to be 1-6. We just didn't. We didn't think the Colts were going to be 6-1. We thought they were going to beat them. We thought they would have beat the Browns. We were looking at 5-2, 4-3 for the Miami Dolphins. We thought they had that much talent they could still win games. Now it didn't happen. We had the Falcons kind of where they were at 3-3. I had 5-2. Oh, I'm sorry, 3-3. I had 4-2. But we bought tickets for $220. They're same spot, one row in front of us, $178. So that flipped.
It sucks.
Yeah, it does. We bought them already.
Hey, it's a risky game doing that, though.
Because what happens if both teams were good, then it would have been probably 300. You know, it would have been.
It's a day game, right?
1:00 game. Yeah, my first time in the stadium. First time in the stadium out there in Atlanta, Georgia. I can't wait. But I also get to watch college football near the College Football Hall of Fame. I'll be there. I'll try to attempt the field goal, see if I can make it. Also, get to watch Texas play Mississippi State in one of the Georgia bars. Probably gonna get shit on. Probably gonna go dogs a lot. But hey, I'm not shy to take the heat. But no, I can't wait for it. It's my first trip in Atlanta, really, to hang out.
Texas is officially a member of the SEC now. Everybody's got to sweat one out in Lexington at least once.
Yeah, that's why I know he does. Everyone's like, "Oh my God!" Like, I know it's a bad look. Texas is getting ripped in the Discord, but. Hey, like Michael Taffy said, who's not going to be playing this week, Georgia was lost to Kentucky last year. I think they won 13-12 in 2021 or whatever it was, or 2022 maybe on the at home
championship year, whatever it was.
Well, and last year they won 13-12. So and then a couple years before that, in 2022, it's what it was. I'm sorry, 2022 as well. They squeaked by with a close win. So yeah, going to Kentucky and playing in the SEC, playing in the Big Ten on the road, it's tough. I mean, it really is. It's a conference game, especially at night too. It wasn't a day game; it was a night game. So, hey, no excuses though. We got to be better, and we got to keep winning. And Mississippi State will probably be a little loud with the cowbells at 4:15.
Yeah,
not a night game. So, but not that much of a sweat.
I gotta think if I want to go to game day or not down in Nashville.
I know, man. I would try.
It's so
man.
early. It's just
I know
so early. Like plus, I got the hour drive out there, and shit start. Wait, starts at 8 a.m. here.
Damn, yeah, sure. Did you not end up going to the Vandy? You didn't go to the Vandy Missouri game. Oh, no, sorry, the Vandy LSU
it was
game.
it was 11 a.m. kick. I was like, nah.
Yeah,
Like,
but
I had to leave the house here probably 8:30, 9 o'clock to tailgate a little bit, find parking. Then
it's a good game. It's a good game.
It was a good game. I wish I would have went, but I enjoyed watching it on TV too. So
that's the risk and reward. We all you're living the risk reward out there. But yeah. Well, let's dive into the NFL weekly preview, Luke. And you see it on the screen. If you're not watching on YouTube, get on there. You can see our records as they're floating down on the ticker. But on the big screen here, the PowerPoint Week 7 record, Luke, you kicked ass, man. 13-2. That's a big week. I say that. I know you didn't win pick'ems on the app, but to lose at 13-2, that's pretty tough.
Yeah, I mean pick'ems. I was down 2 games, so I had to take some couple of risky picks, and they didn't pan out.
Yeah,
they're both wrong.
Me and Doc 12-3, Chris and Jake 10-5, and then against the spread, me and you, Luke 11-4. Man, we led the way. You led the way in both categories. I was tied with you and against the spread.
It was a good week for me.
Doc, Jake 9, Doc and Jake 9-6, and then Christopher at 8-7. Luke, he's back to his ways here. And then as you can see for the yearly records, Doc's still leading the way in the money line. I'm still 5 behind. Jake is 9 behind. So it looks like it's just a two-man race right now at the moment. Luke, you did jump Chris. You're back to 65 wins. Chris 64. Against the spread, hey, it's a close battle. Everyone's within 6. Chris is leading the anchor at 46. Doc is in the front at 52. And me, you, and Jake are all right there. 51 for you, 50 for Jake, 49 for me.
We're pretty bad.
Yeah, I think against the spread this year is pretty tough. This year. But hey, man, me and you had a big week. Maybe that just I mean, I was pretty bad the first week. So now to come back and I'm only 3 behind, I'll take it. I have a shot now. I didn't think I had a shot. But look, let's jump into it. Thursday Night Football on Prime Video. What was supposed to be a former national championship quarterback from the Michigan Wolverines, J.J. McCarthy, facing his former national champion winning coach, Jim Harbaugh, turns out to be actually Carson Wentz, a former Super Bowl champion, against Justin Herbert and Jim Harbaugh, obviously. Luke, Chargers 3.5-point favorites in L.A. What are we thinking here with these storylines?
Have they said that Wentz is starting again this week?
Wentz is starting this week.
I mean, we got people talking about how good JJ is. I just can't see the guy play. I
do want to see him play. I mean, I'm not a big fan of him, but I want to see him.
I've seen one good quarter out of him so far. I get the Vikings defense is really good, but Chargers defense is good too, and I just don't trust Carson Wentz at all. Not sure who's going to be healthy in the receiving core for the Chargers and or running backs, honestly.
Vidal is still the leader for that one.
Yeah, they got both tackles out for the LA too, but I just don't trust Carson Wentz at all, and I'm taking the better quarterback here.
Yeah, I was telling Chris on this past episode for the reaction, I was so high on Herbert, he showed the clutchness, the first couple weeks, and now he's kind of reverting back to himself. I know he's got injury problems on the O-line, but hey, we don't make excuses. Joe Burrow doesn't get a pass when he plays like shit. Patrick Mahomes doesn't get a pass. Lamar, you've said it. He covers up how bad the O-line can be at times. These guys get far in the playoffs. These guys win key games. They win big games. I need Herbert to start doing that. He's 4-3 now, and they were 3-0 at one point. So you were 3-0. Now you're 4-3. The Chiefs are on your ass. The Broncos are ahead now. And this is a big game. I think this is a must-win game for both teams early on, halfway through the season pretty much. Vikings, great defense. Chargers, good defense. Khalil Mack's back. And a lot of unknown names you really want to know on the Chargers secondary and linebacker core. But I do agree with you, Luke. I'm going to go with the better quarterback. And I think the better overall unit. Now, Jordan Addison's playing out of his mind since he's got back from suspension. Justin Jefferson. Hawkinson's pissed off. Now, Jordan Mason's playing good, but I trust the Chargers to get to Carson Wentz this game and cause chaos and maybe get some turnovers and force good field positions for Herbert in the offense.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be a fairly low-scoring game, too. I don't expect – I think this can be – at the beginning of the season, I thought this game would have been exciting, but the way the injuries have panned out, it's kind of a dull game, I think, this week.
Yeah, and
we'll see tomorrow. Chargers got the sweet uniforms. They're going their dark blues this week. So no mustard this week.
That banana yellow, that mustard yellow, that was ugly.
They should have wore like white pants with it or something like that. It would have been better.
I thought
All
nothing.
yellow.
I thought nothing got worse than the neon green Seahawks, and then the
I
Chargers
like
war with.
I like the neon green Seahawks.
Well, I like it better than the Chargers, so I won't say they're the worst anymore. But as in like all like top to bottom same color, it's just that yellow.
Pittsburgh will have the worst uniforms this coming up week. So
Are they wearing the bumblebees?
they're wearing yellow helmets with some weird ass jersey. I don't
That was
think
actually
it's not Bumblebee, but it's something else. It's like a
okay.
throwback.
Yeah, I
And
love the
also Green Bay's wearing yellow helmets too. So both teams are wearing yellow helmets. So that's gonna be weird.
It's gonna be a weird game. No, but Luke, this game here, um, like I said, I was excited for this game before the season. Like you said, I was excited to see JJ versus Jim, but we're not getting that. We're gonna have to wait another 4 more years, most likely, to get it. So, but with this game, Luke, I have like Chris, I have the Chargers covering. I think it's a 1-score game, maybe like a 6-point game. I'm feeling. I just think that the Chargers are that much better, even with the injuries on the O-line. I think the receivers will be fine. Lad's getting more involved. Keenan Allen's still doing his thing. Quentin Johnson, a little quiet the last couple weeks he's played, but they gave me the Chargers to cover this week.
I like it.
And Jacob Dock over there on the underdog road team.
Go Chargers, go.
Go Chargers, go. Yeah, former governor Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. Hey, Luke, a game I'm going to be at. Atlanta, Georgia. The Falcons hosting the Dolphins. The Falcons are 7.5-point favorites. Michael Penix is banged up with a bone bruise. Jalen Walker still doesn't practice. Darnell Mooney's been limited. But, Luke, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, I mean, I think for the Dolphins, this is like must-win territory. So I think they're going to come out swinging a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to keep up the Falcons. This Falcons defense is probably going to eat Tua alive. I get your Falcons offense is a little banged up from last week, so we'll see. I don't know if they've made a decision on who's starting at quarterback, if Penix is playing or not.
I think if Penix is practicing, I'm leaning that he's going to play, but Kirk's probably going to be ready. I'd say that Kirk's probably going to be ready.
Yeah, I think it's be a fairly low scoring game. I think it's be Bijan Robinson game. Feed him a lot and often, but I think it's a little bit closer. I think it's just, maybe a touchdown game. But
7.5 is a lot. I'll say 7.5 is a lot for a never like Atlanta where you just never know what you're going to get from them. And
I think Miami's they're going to come out. They're going to have to come out swinging. So I mean, they got nothing to lose.
And you said it feels like must-win territory. We've been saying that for last few weeks. I don't know. I mean, like I don't know if Miami's going to fire Mike McDaniel. I think they maybe just let him go the whole season, see what he can do.
Let him go one more week because we got him next week.
I don't. Yeah, that's what I said too. When I saw that, when I remember playing, I was like, let me get him this week because normally coaches play hard or teams play hard for that interim coach. And my cousin, by the way, who I'm going with this game, he's actually going from this game, Luke. So he's going from Baltimore to Atlanta. That's fine. Out Baltimore, come to Atlanta. Gonna hang out till Monday. Fly out Monday morning to go to Miami to watch the Dolphins-Ravens game with some Ravens buddies that are going to meet him down in Miami from Baltimore. So he's going back-to-back games. He might be 0-2, could be 1-1, could be 2-0. But, no, I think this game, like you said, Luke, it might be low scoring. I understand that. But Jake posted a photo of Chris McCaffrey's stats, and, hey, he's doing great. But Bijan, to me, is playing better. He's just not getting the volume of a Christian McCaffrey. And I think they should feed Bijan a lot more. Also get Drake London more involved too. It'd be nice. But if you are going to put a little tight end parlay together because it is National Tight Ends Day, I was at tight end day last year. Kyle Pitts had 2 touchdowns. Put Kyle Pitts on that old parlay of a touchdown anytime. I think he gets it this week.
One tight end won't be playing as Darren Waller though. I saw he was placed on IR, so I didn't know he got hurt. But yeah, I found out today. So it sucks because he was probably their number 2 receiver that's still left.
Yeah,
but no, it's just Waddle. But it's great. So I got Waddle in fantasy, so I need him to get some targets.
I think we're going to focus on the running back. I know the last 2 weeks we had James Cook and Christian McCaffrey, 2 stud running backs. Now we have Devon Achane, another stud running back, and what seems like he's the main offense. With obviously Waddle's there, but Achane is the main offense. I believe we try and focus on that. Force Tua to beat us. Force Tua to do it. I mean, I don't think Quinn Ewers is coming in unless it's a blowout or a freak injury. But I think our offense gets going this game. I think our defense settles in. We get back to what we've been doing most of the year. I have the Dirty Birds flying high and covering the spread, just like Chris and Doc believe, and Jake too. The 4 of us are on the Falcons covering. So Let's go to the Queen City, Charlotte, North Carolina. Luke, the Bills. Sorry, the Bills coming off a bye week, a much-needed bye week, off a 2-game losing streak, going to Carolina to face the Panthers, who are red hot. No Bryce Young though. Andy Dalton will be starting.
Yeah, I mean, the quarterback here doesn't make a huge difference for me. The way I'm picking this, Andy Dalton's a capable backup quarterback. He's played in the NFL forever. It's just his Bills defense can't stop the run, and what the Panthers have been running the ball very well over the past few weeks. So, I mean, they got Hubbard back, and what's his name?
You have
Dowdle.
Rico. You have Rico.
He's been balling out. I get that he's been relegated back to RB2, and now Hubbard's healthy.
Well, they split carries.
For him.
They split the carries last week.
But I think Josh Allen's going to do Josh Allen things here. I think they're Bills get back on track. But relatively close game. I think about around 6 points.
I'm opposite here. I think coming off that bye.
I just don't trust that Bills defense.
No, and I understand that. I mean, I understand you don't trust defense. Ted McMillan, by the way, he's a pretty solid rookie. 30 catches, 2 touchdowns, 413 yards this year. I think it's a pretty good rookie campaign. And a lot of people thought he was going to be that special yardage-wise because of the quarterback situation. But Buffalo coming off 2 games, losing to New England, losing to Atlanta, 1 at home, 1 on the road in prime time, both prime time, but 1 on the road in prime time. They have that kind of that bitter taste in their mouth. They want to get back on track. New England's technically half a game ahead because they have the extra game played and they have the tiebreaker as well. I think you're going to get a pissed off Buffalo Bills. You're going to get a pissed off James Cook, a pissed off Josh Allen. I think Joe Brady's going to have some tricks up his sleeve this week. I think the defense being on a bye week, hopefully they're healthy. Hopefully Milano, for their sake, is better. And Oliver gets more snappage usage rate. I think the Bills are going to come out swinging. I think, unfortunately, the Panthers are in just wrong time, wrong place. It's unfortunate. It's just that Bills are coming off pissed off. And I'm going to take the MVP here and the running back, one of the Bills, James Cook, to just ball out this week. I think it's just set up for them to go out and just throw haymakers to the Panthers. I like what the Panthers are doing, though. 4-3, that's impressive. I mean, it's just unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, Panthers playing good football, so yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, it will be interesting, Luke, in a game that will be interesting right here. And unfortunately, I would love to be on the Discord watching this, but the Chicago Bears coming into the bank to face potentially the return of Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. Luke, your team, like you said, are 6.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I mean, I think, well, we got everybody off the injury report except Marlon Humphrey, and his is due to illness. Lamar is limited, and Kyle Hamilton was both limited today. Hopefully they can be full participants coming up in practice on Thursday. I think there's a next practice, if not Friday. But yeah, I mean, this is a pissed off team, and I think they got something to prove here at home, make a statement, and start our run. I mean, if not now, it's not going to happen. So I mean, I think we can afford 2 more losses on the season to make the playoffs, and that's it. So this is a must-win game for us, and I think the Ravens are going to come out swinging big. Patrick Ricard's going to make his first start, so I mean it's huge for Derrick Henry in the run game. Hopefully, get the run game going against this Bears defense that tends to give up the run. Then have Lamar hit him over the top. And I don't trust Caleb Williams. I think our defense is good against the run for the most part. It's lacking a little bit because Matabike is obviously out for the season, but pretty good against the run for the most part. I think we can lock Swift down. If we lock him down, make Caleb Williams be a quarterback, I think we're in a good spot for this game.
Yeah, Luke, I really think your defense played pretty good against the Los Angeles Rams. Only gave up 17 points. So, that was a good sign going into the bye week from your defense. Obviously, your offense was handicapped. It was crippled because you didn't have Lamar Jackson. We understand that. You had Cooper Rush. So, the return of Lamar Jackson, that changes everything for the Baltimore Ravens. Like you said, must-win game. You could probably afford to lose 2 games. If lucky, if you get to 9-8 somehow, if that happened, that you'd have to be a wild card team root for some of these teams that are fighting for that 7th spot. But this game here, the Bears come on a 4-game winning streak. They're riding high. And I know they haven't beaten any good teams with good records. I understand the Ravens are 1-5, but I believe this is kind of a misleading 1-5. I understand, yeah, you struggled against the Chiefs when Lamar was there. You choked away the Bills game. You blew up the Browns. So, really, you're 1-2 with Lamar. I think that would have been different these past games with Lamar. I don't know. I don't believe you would have been 1-5. Maybe you have a loss here and there, but I think this is going to be a big game for Lamar. I think he comes out swinging. I think Derrick Henry, like you said, big game for him coming forward. Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, these guys are going to be feasting this week. Your defense coming back healthier. They're looking good against the Rams. I understand Puka Nacua went out, but the question is, can you guys stop the run? Because the run has been saving the Bears the last couple of weeks. DeAndre Swift has been hot for the Chicago Bears the last 2 weeks. Caleb Williams, not so good last week. The week before was all right. But if you stop DeAndre Swift and force Caleb Williams to be the guy, will he create plays or will he create turnovers? So something to look forward to, and it's in the bank. So it's going to be a hostile environment for Caleb Williams and DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, I think this game's gonna be the one that gives the Ravens the juice back. Get out of that little bit of slump, and plus, it was not Harbaugh that took out all the games and stuff out of the locker room. There was a couple of vets on the team that took out the ping pong tables and cornhole.
Okay,
he cleared that up today. He's like I didn't even know about it. He's like a couple veteran players took it out. I'm like, all right, so that means the team's locked in. They made a big deal over the last couple of days, and Harbaugh's like, hey, that ain't me. He's like, I bought that ping pong table.
He's like, I wanted that shit in there. No, but
he's like, I kind of want to take it home if they don't want it. That's what he said.
And on the flip side, I know we're talking a lot of Ravens because this is obviously a big storyline for them. I understand the Ravens are 1-5, and it's not pretty, but I believe if the Bears win this game, we gotta maybe want to start looking at Chicago a little bit because I understand, like we said, you're 1-5, you're not a good team on record. We don't know what would have happened with Lamar, but going into Baltimore and beating Lamar and Derrick Henry. I understand the defense hasn't been the best this year, but it still would be an impressive win, and it would not be something to be scoffed at because they're on a 4-game winning streak. You play who you play. You take care of business, which they've done for the most part. You beat the Ravens in the bank. I should be kind of open on the Chicago Bears a little bit. We can't just ignore them and being 5-2 if that's where they're at. So
yeah, hopefully we don't have to worry about that.
We'll see. Yeah, Doc is actually picking because he believes Lamar's going to play, and he said that Bears being on a 4-game winning streak, this is where the Bears do Bears things, and this is kind of where they kind of come back down a little bit. Lamar needs it, he said. So he picked you to cover the spread. I'm picking you to cover the spread. Chris has got you covering the spread.
Yeah. I don't know what Jake's thinking, but
I think Jake is just think you guys suck. He must just think you guys suck. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll find out at the end of the game.
Sitting there stressing it at noon, so
hopefully Atlanta's got some cool scoreboards up there. I mean, I'm assuming they do. It's such a nice ass stadium. So, but Luke, let's talk a quarterback that used to play for the Ravens and used to play for the New York Jets, Joe Flacco, as the Cincinnati Bengals are hosting his former team, the New York Jets. Luke, the Bengals are 6.5-point favorites in the jungle.
Yeah, and I think they win this game pretty easily. Jets are fighting for their life. Like Tyrod Taylor is going to be the starter here. I think he's an upgrade from Justin Fields, so I think the offense gets going a little bit more against this defense. I think they keep it relatively close, but you know Flacco's going to do. He's just going to throw the ball to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, about 10 yards down the field and just let that ride the whole game. If
they're enjoying life.
If this offensive line can hold up like they did last week against the Steelers, Bengals they're in a good place with Flacco slinging the ball.
Yeah, they T. Higgins and Jamar Chase loving life again, catching balls from another Joe. There must be just a Joe connection with these receivers. But Chase Brown had a pretty big game against the Steelers too. It was good to see them actually use Chase Brown, who was a big piece of this team last year in 2024. So if they can get Chase Brown involved and Joe Flacco slinging the rock and the Bengals defense, yeah, I know they give a lot of points, but I don't think the Bengals defense was actually that terrible totality of the Steelers game. They were actually pretty decent. So I believe the Bengals come in here and they beat the absolute snot out of the New York Jets. I think Joe Flacco does his thing, takes care of business. I like the Bengals this week to cover the 6.5-point spread. And the Jets, they might go winless. I mean, we talked about it already. It's hard to pick them to win a game this year. Tyrod Taylor is probably an upgrade from Justin Fields, but no Garrett Wilson most likely. So I don't like anything from this game besides saying Houday is going to win this game pretty easily.
Yeah, it's time for the Jets to blow it up.
Again, they keep blowing it up.
Annual thing. Annual thing, just keep blowing it up.
I mean, I feel like they have pieces, but I think they need a quarterback, and it starts with the QB and the O-line, which they have an O-line. They just need a QB. So we'll see. We'll see what 2026 NFL draft holds for them, what the offseason holds for them too. So
Luke, they'll be up there.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be up there. Luke, let's go to H-Town. Let's go to Houston, as somehow the Texans are 1.5-point favorites at home against the 5-2 San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah, I when I saw this, I couldn't believe it that the Texans were favorites, especially after what we just watched on Monday. Yeah, I couldn't even stay up to watch the whole game because the Texans were so bad. I think they got bailed out of like probably 20 points in that game too. So that game, the Seahawks should have blown them out. That game was not even as close as that score was. They had a couple weird calls in that last game. This CJ Stroud is he's running for his life out there, and he's making bad decisions when he's doing it. The offensive line's terrible. Yeah, Nico Collins, good wide receiver. That's the only bright spot I've seen on this offense.
And he's
the
out.
Defense, yeah, defense is good, but it's not good enough to stop the San Francisco 49ers. They still have pieces coming back. I'm not sure if Purdy's back yet or not. I don't think probably not.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's. It's this week. Every time they play, it's always kind of like but like the end of the week they announce it. Nico Collins. He was. I mean, I don't think he's playing. He was in concussion protocol. It's hard to come back the week after. I think the defense for the Texans keeps it close. I think it's a close game, but I'm not trusting the Texans to beat the 49ers. I don't trust them to stop them completely. I'm thinking maybe like a 4 or 5 point win for the Niners here. Christian McCaffrey's going to do his thing. Hey, I mentioned Kyle Pitts for a tight end parlay. Throw George Kittle in there because tight end day is for him. He loves tight end day. He didn't get any catches last week, which means, and he was happy with that, by the way, but this week he's going to have some catches. He's going to have a touchdown. George Kittle and Chris McCaffrey are going to carry this team this week. Defense, though, no Bryce up. That's big. Yeah, obviously, these guys keep dropping. I don't think it matters, though. I think the Niners win this game, Luke.
Yeah, I don't think it's really even that close. Niners win probably by a touchdown.
Yeah, I just think it's close, like one-score game, because I respect D'Amico Ryans as a defensive play caller. I think this defense is special. I think it's one of the better defenses. I know they had a tough time early on against the Seahawks, but they kind of settled in after those 2 early touchdowns. And I think that just they're special, but it's just hard to stop them when your offense can't do anything, too. You're eventually going to get tired out.
Yeah, if you're on the field a lot, this is what's going to happen. You're going to give up points.
Yeah, like they can get off the field. It's just when the offense can't. Like they can't even get a true breather on the sideline. Unfortunate, but Luke, let's go to Foxborough and talk to New England Patriots, 6.5 point favorites over the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I mean Brownies, probably one of the best defenses in the NFL. I know it may not always look that way by the points that are scored against them, but I mean they're also on the field a lot, like we said. But I think Dylan Gabriel's starting to settle down in this offense. I mean he's a merchant at 10 and under passes. So I think he's thrown at 70% at passes under 10 yards. So I mean he's doing good. What's his face? The running back.
Steve for the Patriots, Stevenson?
No, Browns.
Oh, Junkins.
Yeah, Junkins. I mean he's balling. Dude's a monster. So I mean, all right, I think the Patriots still win. Not Mac Jones, but Drake May's playing really good football. I think this defense for the Patriots is getting better, but I trust that Browns defense to keep it close.
Yeah, I mean, and then they might. This was a tough one. I almost went with the Browns covering the spread with the Patriots winning. I just, like you said, you mentioned Drake May. He's playing like an MVP. You know, there's a bunch of MVP quarterback candidates, actually. I think it's definitely going to go to a QB this year. I think a lot of these QBs are kind of starting to separate. And Jonathan Taylor's up there, but it's just going to be hard for him to pass the other guys. But, yeah, this run game is weird for the Patriots. We just don't know which week Stevenson's going to be good one week. He's bad the next week. It's hard. You don't know which receiver ever really for New England's going to be wide receiver 1 on the stat line. And Drake May doesn't give a shit. He makes it work, and he's playing elite. Now, I think Dylan Gabriel's playing pretty good ball for what they're asking him to do. Your leading rusher is a rookie. Your leading receiver is a rookie tight end. So the rookies are all over the place. Your leading tackler is a rookie. So it's all youth for the Cleveland Browns. And I like the youth quarterback. They're going to have to figure out if Dylan Gabriel is the guy. I mean, I don't think he's played terrible, but he hasn't played great. He's playing what they're asking him to do. And they don't have high expectations at the moment, obviously. But I don't know if they go into New England. I kind of like the New England to cover that touchdown with the extra point.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see on Sunday, but this receiving core for the Browns doesn't give any QBs really any help either. So yeah, I mean, Jerry Jeudy being old and washed, being the wide receiver 1 is it's not it. I mean, he's not helping his rookie quarterbacks, and the same reason why they sat Flacco down, because they had to see what they had in these rookie quarterbacks. And maybe the Browns are scared they were going to win too many games with Flacco.
Yeah. It could be ruining the draft pick, but no, I like New England here. I said it before the season. This was an 8 or 9 win team, maybe a playoff team at 9 wins. And we talked last night. It's just a 1-year rebuild. And you know what? I never doubted Mike Vrabel. I never doubted Josh McDaniels to be a play caller and get the best out of Drake May. I just didn't think it was going to be this early. I didn't think it was going to be year one. They were going to be a 11, 12 win team. And that's what it looks like they're on pace to do. And I think they go to 6-2.
They can usually win their division too.
Yeah, it's going to come down to them in Buffalo
right now.
Yeah.
So those Patriots Buffalo games are going to be pretty intense this year.
They do play
first time in a while.
Yeah, they play obviously they play them another time in New England, so that will be an intense game. I think it's in December, so that will be a fun one. That could be the time. Maybe they're both tied. Maybe the Bills are up 1 and the Patriots need to take that tiebreaker. Who knows? But that's going to be a meaningful game down the road. But no, for this game though, Luke, I have the Patriots covered. I think that they do it. And shout out to the youth though, the Cleveland. I like what I'm seeing from the youngsters.
I think Stefanski's going to keep his job.
Yeah, they don't do him any favors. So I don't think he's terrible, but it's like the
GM needs to go.
Yeah, Andrew Barry's got to go. I feel like they're going to make him go too, but it's not his fault. It's really not.
No, he'll get hired if he gets fired anyways.
Yeah,
find a better job
within the year too. But he'll be like Vrabel. He'll wait a year and then pick the spot he wants to go to.
Yeah,
but. Luke, let's talk of a rematch of a couple weeks ago in Week 6 when the Giants beat down the Eagles. I believe it was 34-17. This time it's in Philadelphia, and this time the Eagles are 7.5-point favorites at home.
Yeah, I mean, talking about rookies playing good. You got Jackson Dart, my boy Scatterbo out there balling out. Good. High odds are high in New York, even though they lost last week. That's a tough loss to give up that game when they're up. I think they're up 19 points at one point in the game.
19-0 in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think the Eagles are coming to this game very pissed off because it was just a couple of weeks ago they played the Giants and lost to them. This is kind of surprising. This game's so close together, these two division games. But Eagles, I think they're going to come out here pissed off. I mean, Hurts showed he can throw a football last week, so he's probably not going to throw it this week. And they'll do a bunch of tush pushes, and it's gonna be a close game. I think the Eagles edge it out this time, though.
You mentioned Cam. I haven't looked at the receiving stats for both, but as a rusher, he's doing better than Saquon Barkley in less carries, and he's got more touchdowns.
Yeah,
and he does get
started too.
He gets involved. Yes, I know he's a receiving touchdown, but yeah, like you said, Luke, Hurts got involved. I mean, he got A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith the ball, and maybe I said this overreaction episode. Does that open up the run game for a Saquon Barkley? Does Saquon Barkley start to get more involved and get better protection when he's rushing the ball? Because when he touches the ball, it feels like everyone's just swarming on him at one time. It just feels like everyone crashes to Saquon. And if they keep throwing the ball like they are, it's going to create space eventually. So you have to hit the passes now. But, man, this Giants defense, that pass rush is filthy. Brian Burns, 9 sacks in the NFL. He's a dog. If this pass rush can get to him, the corners aren't as vulnerable. I still don't like the secondary as much at the corner position. But I don't know, man. Like you said, I think it's a close game in the link. But I trust the Super Bowl champions now this game to cover and win. Not cover, win against the spread.
Tough to beat a team twice. So
it is. We'll see. It's also tough playing in Philly, too. I know Jake and Chris have the Giants, but it's tough playing in Philly.
Yeah, Jake and Chris are feeling the Giants vibes right now.
Yeah, they are. No, I mean, Dart's doing good. I mean, he's got 790 yards. Yeah,
I like what I've seen from Dart. I mean, being thrown in about 4 or 5 games in the year, he's playing good football. I mean, even with his top receiver out for the season.
So. Yeah, in 4 games, he's got 791 yards. Okay, he's averaging just a little less than 200 yards a game. I don't think they're asking him to go out there and be Patrick Mahomes and be Josh Allen and be, these gunslingers, but he's playing what they're asking him to do. Eventually, he's going to get a more expanded role in the passing department, but it's also hard, too, when you have Cam Scatterbo out there just running people over. He's looking for contact. He's ready to just put someone on their ass, and it's working.
Yeah, his highlights are great.
Like what was it? The the Broncos game just now. That man was like 2 yards, 3 yards into the end zone, and I swear, I said, I was like, this man's just wanting to hit somebody. He was already in the end zone. He still lowered his head, did not care. It looked like he was just trying for it.
Yeah, I think he got in the Saints game. He like pancaked like Demario Davis or something like that too, which was like all by himself, just fucking destroyed him.
Man's a freak. But if Philly lose this game,
Yeah.
I'm letting you know right now, these fans at the stands are going to be pissed.
The Philly fans are already still pissed. Like they're pissed when they're winning too. It's ridiculous. If they're not winning and looking good, winning while they're doing it, like it gets loud in Philly real quick.
I mean, they're 6-2 and they're pissed off. It's crazy. But I'm sorry, 5-2 and they're pissed off. They could be 6-2. But Luke, let's go to our first 4:00 game, a battle in New Orleans, as the Saints host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are coming off that Monday night loss to the Lions. Bucs are 4.5-point favorites on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I got I'm taking the better quarterback here. I mean, Saints defense playing well, Rattlers playing well. But I trust Baker to light this defense up a little bit. But, Saints have been feisty all year long, and I think they're going to be very feisty in this game. This game means a lot to both teams. I know it's the first one without Evans Lattimore playing in it, which is unfortunate because those matchups were always a lot of fun to watch.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, they usually end up with ejections at some point.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, but Bucs like playing in close games. I think they have a close game here, and they edge it out again.
Yeah, I can see it being close, but I think they can still win under, between 5 to 8 points to keep it close.
So many injuries on the Bucs too.
There are. It's just Baker coming out. He wasn't his normal Baker self last week. I understand too. Going into Detroit, who came off that bad Sunday night loss, I knew. Well, I mean, I can't exactly predict the future, but I had that feeling that the Lions were going to come out. All engines, all go. Like that's just because they're mad they lost to the Chiefs. And that's how I feel that the Bucs are going to be this week. I feel like the Bucs are going to come in here pissed off. Baker's going to want this game. The defense, I believe, is going to get after Rattler, who has looked pretty good. Now, he's had 2 bad games against the Seahawks and last week against the Bears. But besides, like you said, he's been feisty. I just don't trust it to be under 4 points. I think Baker can win this by 7 points. Spencer maybe has a chance to have a game-winning drive, or game tying drive, I'm sorry. But I'm going Baker and Agbuka and his defense to hold those Saints a little under, the points. So I'm gonna go Bucs here to cover.
Go Bucs.
Rooting for the Saints, but I have the Bucs winning. Love the Saints.
You need the Bucs to take a couple steps back.
I do. I really do. I absolutely need that. Let's go to Mile High. The Denver Broncos 3.5-point favorites at home against the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just the Cowboys' time to step up. They got CD back. Pickens is balling. This run game's doing pretty good for the Cowboys offense. Cowboys defense, Swiss cheese. And the Broncos, I still don't know what to make of them. Like they're supposed to be one of the best teams in the league right now, but it doesn't seem that way. I think they got lucky last week to survive that game. I don't think that was skill. I think they had a lot of things go their way in that last few minutes of the game that they were able to come back. But the Cowboys offense, I don't think will let up like what the Giants offense did. So I think the Giants offense, the Cowboys offense can just outscore Denver. I think they can run it up. I think they're averaging close to 40 points a game. The Cowboys are. So yeah, I think they get it.
This is one of these games, Luke. It's very confusing for me to pick because you have the Broncos
It is a tough one to pick.
Yeah, you have amazing defense in Denver. You have Nick Bonito, 8 sacks. You have Pat Surtain out there. The defense is loaded. And you have the Cowboys offense. Man, they're lighting up too. You have an MVP potential candidate right here with Dak Prescott. 16 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, 1,800 plus yards. You have Javonte Williams, who's been playing good football. You have Pickens now involved as the wide receiver too, because he was wide receiver 1 for a little bit. Yes, CeeDee Lamb back. Ferguson's one of the best tight ends in football. But then on the flip side, now when you reverse it, the Broncos offense seems weird because you just don't know. They show all these flashes, but then they go weird. They kind of go stale. They stall out. But then when you look at Bo Nix's numbers, they're not bad. J.K. Dobbins' numbers aren't bad. Cortland Sutton's numbers aren't bad. So it's like I don't know what to make of it. And then you have the Cowboys defense, who is Swiss cheese. So I don't know what I'm going to get here. know if it's going to be like one of like a kind of like a crazy, maybe high scoring game, maybe a little defense here and there because the Broncos offense is sometimes bad, the Cowboys defense is bad, so maybe they clash. Something has to give, and the same thing on the other side. A good offense, good defense. I'm just going to take the home team here. I'm going to take Bo Nix. I'm going to take the Broncos. I think that they are the better team, and I think this is a game that can maybe get them right. We keep saying it. We keep saying it over and over and over again. But I think this is a game that gets them right. And the Cowboys they just seem like they don't want to be above 500. They're 3-1, obviously. They're still in the fight for the NFC East, but I'm going to go the Broncos cover.
Yeah, this game is also the highest over under too at 50 and a half.
I think it's the best game of the week.
Yeah, I'm glad it's in the evening slate of games. So, what they got 1, 2,
3, 4 o'clock games.
3, 4 o'clock games. So yeah, I'll have all 3 games on and red zone. So that's cool.
Yeah, I'll be at a bar. Hopefully, all 3 games are on, and I want this game on. Obviously, like this is one of my games. I mean, when I was trying to pick like the cover with 5 games, it was hard. Like I was trying to. I mean, then I looked. I was like, hey, Lamar Caleb actually is really appealing, but this game was. It's not the middle. It's the one to the right it's the right of the middle. So it's right there. The middle there's a big storyline coming up we'll talk about. But yeah, this is my game of the week to watch, as in like I think the best game it's going to be like back and forth.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'm excited for this game.
Yes. Which by the way, me and Doc are the only ones on the Broncos. So you, Jake, and Chris riding the Cowboys, loners here as underdogs.
How about them Cowboys?
How about that? I love it. How about them Cowboys? Luke, let's talk a team that beat the hell out of the Titans 41-20 earlier in the year, the Indianapolis Colts. Who would have thought through 7 weeks they were the best team with the best record? They are 14.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I just went the under just because 14.5 is a lot for me. I still think it's going to be a two-score game, but, Titans, they're coming off a tough loss. I mean, they showed a little bit of fight last week in the first quarter and a half. Then Patriots kind of ran through them. They turned it up, but I think they're going to play a little feisty. They got nothing to lose at this point, so I think they're going to take some big swings. And I think they keep the game under 15 points. So I just think 14.5 is just too big for me to take that one.
It is steep. But they beat them by 21 earlier in the year, and it was in Nashville.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean too much to me.
Yeah, I know.
It's the second time they're playing each other. I think this game's going to go very different than it did the first time. This Titans offense is not good, and defense is it's decent at best.
Yeah. I already apologized to the Colts here on this last episode we did with Chris, but they are the best team in football. I mean, do I believe they win the Super Bowl? Yeah. Do I believe they win the Super Bowl? I'm not on that yet, but as of through 7 weeks, this is the best football team going forward. Like right now,
playoff team.
Yeah, they have the best running back this year. They have one of the best QBs this year. Never thought I'd hear myself say Daniel Jones is one of the best QBs in football. You have a rookie tight end that the Bears should have drafted, Tyler Warren, as a freak. Pittman's getting involved. Josh Downs, who's out there, is involved. Alec Pierce is involved. This defense turns the ball over every game. They're getting turnover. They're getting to the QB. They're bend but don't break defense. They stop the offenses when it matters. I get it. They've played bad teams, but they're beating the shit out of bad teams. So, like, that means they're a good team. And unfortunately, the Titans aren't a good team. And I don't see anything I like right now from this team. I'm going with the horseshoes here to cover a 14.5-point spread. I know it's a lot. I know it is. But it's just I don't trust anything the Titans have right now, like going forward for this year. I understand Cam Ward's young, but I just don't trust anything. Big game. Yeah.
This one will not have the volume on at all.
No. Volume's got to be Dallas and Denver. We know. But Luke, let's talk my favorite game of the week. The storyline is Aaron Rodgers, formerly a Green Bay Packer, a legendary quarterback, won a Super Bowl, won many MVPs, facing his replacement, the guy they drafted, the guy that sat 3 years behind him, Jordan Love, and the Green Bay Packers. Not in Green Bay, but in Pittsburgh. And the road team, Packers, are 3.5-point favorites, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is the game the Packers show up. I think it's a little more personal for the Packers overall, just because they want to beat Rodgers. I don't think Rodgers really cares too much about the Packers or even thinks about the Packers anymore. But I think Matt LaFleur does think about it. I think he doesn't kind of like the way it ended with Rodgers, even though he's the one that decided to get him out of there. Then the Steelers, I mean, honestly, either team I don't know what to make of. Some weeks they look really good, some weeks they look really bad, and so one of these teams is going to look really good, one's going to look really bad, or they both look good. But I kind of like what the Packers have going. This defense is nasty for them. I mean, we got 2 top-tier pass rushers playing in this game with T.J. Watt and Micah Parsons. We'll see pretty much whatever defense plays better. I think they win. Steelers offense has been pretty good all season, but I think this Green Bay defense can slow them down a little bit.
I think what you
and
said.
Maybe Green Bay's receivers will catch some footballs.
Possibly Christian Watson's back too. That could be big.
Luke, Josh Jacobs back last week.
Yeah, he's a dog. 8 touchdowns on the year, 414 rushing yards. He's playing good football. Luke, I understand what you said about Aaron Rodgers. You said that he doesn't think about the Packers that much, and he might not. But I believe, obviously, the Jets did him, I think, more wrong. I mean, he feels that way. But when it comes to this game, he fought for years that he wanted help in Green Bay. He wanted more weapons. And then, they're giving Jordan Love all these guys. Aaron Rodgers is going to show the Packers what they could have had the last few years if you'd have gave them help. DK Metcalf and I believe Aaron Rodgers are going to have a great game. I think you're going to see Aaron Rodgers turn the page just a little bit. Does he go prime Aaron Rodgers? Maybe not necessarily. Does he go drop 275 yards, 3 touchdowns and interceptions? That is what I'm expecting from Aaron Rodgers this week. I think Aaron Rodgers has one of the best games of his Pittsburgh Steelers career so far in this season. I believe that Aaron Rodgers is going to have a great game. I believe Aaron Rodgers wants to beat the Packers. He wants to add them to the list. And I think it's the only team he has to beat all 32 teams, if I'm not mistaken. So,
it's the last one.
It's the last one. He needs to cross it off. And, it's just unfortunate. I don't think he hates them. Obviously, he still loves Jordan Love. He says he actually will reach out to him every now and then. So, but no, I have the Steelers coming here. And funny or not, Luke, T.J. Watt and Micah Parsons do not lead their team in sacks. It's Gary and Herbig. So, yeah, but I believe they're both the best pass rushers. But, yeah, I think this is going to be a good game. This is going to be my second best game of the week is back and forth, but my favorite game to watch. I think this is the game I'm most looking forward to the most.
Yeah, this will be the worst uniform game of the week, though. When you see both teams wearing yellow helmets, it's going to look so weird.
Yeah, it is.
But, yeah, I mean, this will be a fun game to watch. Little selfish reasons I'd like Green Bay to win, to put the Steelers back another game, another game closer for the Ravens to crawl their way back. So,
yeah,
it's kind of where I'm leaning anyways. Go Pack, go.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be fun, man. The storyline writes itself. Like I said, it's obviously legendary Packers former quarterback versus the guy that replaced him. Sunday Night Football. I mean, I wish it was in Green Bay. I really do. I wish it would have been in Wisconsin, not Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But Luke, last game of the week is a Marcus Mariota Washington Commanders versus the return of the Kansas City Chiefs because they're back. And the Chiefs are 12.5-point favorites, Luke.
Yeah, it's sad to say the Chiefs are back in the Super Bowl again.
Oh, I'm not going that far, but
that's the way it looks. They keep their receivers healthy all season. Mahomes healthy. I mean, defense is good. Offense is like they're in their groove now. I mean, Mahomes out there doing fake fourth down plays.
He's over here doing no look passes, telling Rashee Rice, "I got you, man."
Yeah, so I mean, the Chiefs' offense is all the way back, but I don't know. Like I said, like for the other game, the Colts game, just double-digit spreads. I don't like them that much, just because it's so big. Sometimes the dog, the team is the dog, just feels disrespected, and they play a little bit harder once they see that. I mean, I get Jane Daniels isn't playing. This Washington Commanders team's pretty beat up. But I think they keep it like a 10-point game, something like that. I think it's still 2 scores, but 12.5 is a little steep for me. I think the Chiefs they're not really a team that blows people out of the water. I mean, they did last week, but other than that, they don't really blow teams out of the water too often. Not like they used to when they had Tyreek Hill.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I know I'm not trying to say Rashee Rice is Tyreek Hill. I'm not trying to say he's Devontae Adams, but when Rashee Rice is on the field, he creates so much space for everyone else. He creates space for Hollywood. It was, by the way, the first time I said it, last episode, first time Hollywood, Rashee Rice, and Xavier Worthy play on the field at the same time. He creates space for Worthy, creates space for Kelsey, who's our leading receiver at the moment, and Hollywood Brown. He is that kind of guy that because he can go vertical, he can go underneath, he can be a route runner, he can do the jet sweeps. He is an all kind of receiver. And I know it's a short sample size, his career so far, but he's been fantastic when they use him. And they have shown me the last few weeks that they could play old school Kansas City Chiefs style. They'll go down the field. They're doing these creative plays. That play they were going to run that got called for illegal motion, whatever it was, or a false start. Rashee Rice was going to run that thing up the middle. This is Andy Reid back in his bag. He's over here looking like Andy Reid again, and Patrick Mahomes.
That would give Gardner Minshew a touchdown pass too against his old team.
And
that's why they did it.
Yeah, I mean they have Patrick Mahomes back in the MVP race. 1,800 yards, 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, all-purpose yards between the quarterbacks with rushing. He's up there. He's like top 2. He is playing phenomenal. And this defense is special. They're playing good. They're back. I don't know if they're Super Bowl back, but they are Super Bowl contenders back. They're no longer going to be – they might be 12-5. They could be 11-6. They might not win the division, but they're in the playoffs. And when they're in the playoffs, this is a dangerous team.
Yeah, it's the team you don't want to play in the playoffs.
You don't. And if they're healthy and Rashee Rice is not in trouble, this is a team you have to be careful for. It's just
I hate to see it. When really hoping this is the year of the downfall of the Chiefs, but they every year they start off slow and they just kind of grind it out and figure it out once it starts getting later in the season.
But see if this is the Chiefs that we get where they are playing like they did, where they create these creative plays and they're going down the field. I don't mind that as long if the refs aren't an issue and they're playing old school Chiefs that we fell in love with back in 2018, 2019, and those early years with Mahomes. I don't have a problem with it because then they're playing the right way. They're playing the game without being dictated by the refs, and that's what you want to see. And as a fan, obviously you don't want the refs to be involved. So if they're doing that, then I can't hate it. I won't hate it. I understand there's a lot of stuff inside the Kansas City fan base, whatever, the Taylor Swifts, the referee stuff we just mentioned. I don't know. If they play like they were back in 2019, 2018, I'm okay with it because that's exciting Chiefs.
Yeah. It would be very exciting if they lost this game, though. That'd be good.
I just don't see it. I don't see it happening. I really don't.
I don't think it's possible they lose this game.
If they lose this game, then yes, I'll say they're not back. But I can't believe it, Luke. But it was a great episode, man. It was fun. A little 2-man action here between myself and you. And I don't think this is I think this is the worst week of games so far this year.
Yeah, I mean, well, happens you get a lot of bye weeks in 1 week. I mean,
yeah,
and there's not really great matchups overall. So, who knows? It might turn out to be great games.
Yeah, you got 4 or 5 really outstanding games. That a couple weeks ago we were talking about a bad week, and like the whole 1 o'clock window was just bang, 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 close game, close game, close game. It's like, man, we didn't expect this, but here we are. It's good games.
Yeah. Hey, any given Sunday, you never know what's going to happen.
Tight end day, Luke, man, get a parlay for your tight ends. I built one earlier today. I haven't hit the button yet. 30% profit boost on Underdog. It was a 6-legger. My cousin's like, let's just put $5 each, $10. Would have won us, I believe, a couple grand. I'm thinking about it. It was Ferguson touchdown, Pitts touchdown, Kittle touchdown, Kelsey touchdown, Tucker Kraft touchdown, and Dallas Goedert touchdown. 6-legger. It was a lot of money. It was like
Goddard one's tough for me. I just you don't know what Jalen Hurts you're gonna get.
Tight end day, man. You got to do it. But no, we're gonna build one. We're gonna build a tight end parlay, something cheap, the profit boost, and hopefully it hits and we split it. We obviously go in together, but maybe we'll throw Mark Andrews in there. Who knows? I don't know. Some tight ends are gonna be in there. I know Kelsey and Kittle are on and Pitts I'm putting in there. The other 3, I want Ferguson, but Ferguson's been balling out.
Yeah, he had 2 last week.
He's a freak, dude. Hey, man, like Chris said it, man. Everyone that got married or engaged, it seems like playing pretty good ball this year. Even Kelsey's doing. I mean, he's older. He's not like prime Kelsey, but Kelsey's playing pretty good, even though he got engaged. So some of these guys are playing good, man. Ferguson, Allen, they're all playing good.
Herbert's
got distractions right now. He needs to. he needs to get engaged so he's not distracted. But Luke,
go ahead and lock her down.
Yeah, I lock her down. Hey, man, he's got a beautiful one. We can't deny that. Madison Beer is a beautiful lady. So, but Luke, good luck to the Ravens. Don't lose because Doc's going to be waiting.
I will not be in the chat.
Oh, man, can't wait. But Luke, shout out for this episode, man. We'll be back next Tuesday to do a little overreaction to this week. I'm Mark Davis. That's Luke Rule. It's All About the Balls podcast. Have a good one.
Thank you for checking out another episode of All About the Balls podcast. We want to thank all of our listeners and supporters of the Sack House. You can listen to the show on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe and give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at the Sack House.